Hi, and welcome to Bio 360 Animal Physiology. I am your instructor, Adrian Fisher. I want to start by just providing some introductory details about my background. I studied zoology at Cal Poly Pomona, earning a bachelor's degree all the way back in 2011. I then went to Texas A&M University, where I studied entomology, earning a PhD in 2017. And since then, I've been here at ASU, where I work as a postdoctoral research associate. My main research focus being the honeybee, and in particular, environmental factors that affect honeybee health. During my time here, I have studied a commonly used pesticide for its effects on honeybee health and survival. And during the course of these studies, a number of physiological questions have arisen, including how this pesticide affects honeybees at the organismal level, as well as the function of particular tissues and cellular processes. This physiology course that you are about to undertake uses human physiology as the base for understanding important concepts, but has wider implications for general animal systems. So looking into the course itself, I want to start by briefly going over some helpful tips for you to maximize your success. You'll notice that the course is divided up into modules, and the first module, Module 0 highlighted here, contains a number of important resources, including detailed breakdowns of the major assignments that you will be tasked with over the course of this session. Also in Module 0 are other helpful resources, including where to find me, my virtual office hours, and the contact information and virtual office hours of your TAs. Now, one major takeaway that I hope you get from this video is that you really want to make sure that you are on top of deadlines and due dates. So for instance, right off the bat, you have a couple of assignments that are due over the weekend. So you want to make sure that you are consulting the syllabus and consulting these modules to properly pace yourself during the course of this session. In addition, there are other modules providing further helpful resources, including instructions on how to use cogbooks and the link to the program itself, and other materials, including a guide on how to search for primary scientific literature, which will be helpful in your outreach project, which I will discuss in further detail shortly, and general helpful hints on how to coexist in a group. So now, let's take a closer look at important aspects of the course, and you can find a more detailed breakdown of this again in those subsections in Module 0 as demonstrated earlier, and in the syllabus. This course has a number of weekly assignments. This includes cogbook modules, which are associated with video lectures and associated activities and quizzes. You also have physiological reasoning activities, which will be your group work on a weekly basis. And your regular participation in Yellow Dig, our discussion forum, is also expected. So another major component of this course is the Physiological Outreach Project, which has three major subparts, including the submission of an idea, a proposal idea, which is just around the corner. So you definitely want to start considering what physiological topic you'd like to investigate in more detail. This will be followed up by a draft outline, which will provide a more detailed breakdown of your topic, subtopics, and your approach to creating an informative resource on your selected idea. And finally, towards the end of the semester, the final project itself, the informative resource that you have made on your selected idea. Now, of course, the other major component will be exams, and these exams are going to be regularly spaced, but be aware that they do come up fairly quickly. They will occur in modules or approximately weeks 2, 4, and at the very end, 7. These exams are not comprehensive, but they do cover a fairly wide breadth of information, which further emphasizes the need for you to be on top of your assignments and pacing yourself so that you give yourself time to complete your assignments and prepare for these exams. So next up, let's briefly revisit those weekly assignments mentioned on the previous slide, but with a few more details. Starting with Yellow Dig, this again is our course-related discussion forum, where all students are encouraged to be active participants. There you can post any questions you might have about material in the course, about study tips or techniques. And of course, you can respond to your classmates. In addition to this, you can expect regular monitoring and participation on my part and on the part of the TAs to help you navigate the course. The other major weekly assignment will be your physiological reasoning activities. And again, these are group assignments. These activities not only provide you with points, but are also very important study resources, as the material that will appear in these activities is also relevant to your exams. And of course, there are the cogbook modules, which again are comprised of two major components, including video lectures by Dr. John Harrison, pictured on the lower right-hand side of this slide. Dr. Harrison is the original developer of this online physiology course and has put together a number of highly informative lectures to help guide you in your understanding of the material. Also keep in mind that each of these lectures is associated with related activities and quizzes, which will provide further resources, additional points, and further preparation for exams. Now, I'll conclude by giving you a few tips to maximize your success in this course. The first of which is something that I've already expounded upon or alluded to numerous times, and that is you definitely want to stay on top of things. You do not want to fall behind. You want to give yourself enough time to complete your assignments and really digest the information to prepare for your exams. And this requires, of course, that you are checking your resources, check the syllabus, check the modules, and plan accordingly. Also, make sure that you're completing your assignments. As mentioned earlier, the Cogbook's activities and quizzes are directly relevant to your exams. And again, this also was true of the physiological reasoning activities. So make sure that you're completing your work and giving yourself those resources, that preparation for your exams. You want to make sure that you're not neglecting Yellow Dig, as being able to discuss the course with your classmates can be an important resource in and of itself. And I'll conclude with just a few pointers for the outreach projects, addressing some common issues I've seen previously. My first suggestion is to remember to keep your idea and your project overall focused on physiology. It can be easy to deviate into other fields which, while relevant to physiology, do not necessarily focus on a physiological question or issue. So you just want to make sure that your project is in fact focused on physiology. Also make sure that you are reading directions carefully, and this really applies to every aspect of this course. But perhaps here, where there are multiple components contributing to your project, you want to make sure that you are covering all your bases and meeting all of the standards and requirements. And last but not least, your TAs, who will handle the bulk of the grading, will provide you with valuable feedback along the way on all of your assignments, including the components of your project. You want to make sure that you are reviewing their comments and suggestions for improvement and implementing them, again, to maximize your success in this course. So with that, I'd like to again welcome you to Bio 360. It will be a challenging but highly rewarding experience for you, so I hope you enjoy the ride.